Hi, Zach. I've looked over your lesson plan, and here's my feedback for you. Um, you did a really great job. I love the fact that you're continuing to push forward with thinking about how properly to use, to do grammar teaching inside of the parameters of DGP, which is probably what you're going to have to use. And so thank you for doing that. I appreciate it, okay? So cruising through all this stuff because it is well aligned. And your DGP pieces look good, okay? And we're going to move on to here to looking at the argumentative writing, okay? Nice hook. I think that's very well done, right? Because we've all had arguments that we've lost, and it's all very annoying. When you get here into, right, you could do that and feel like you won, but I don't think you won in that case when you make a claim. What is support, and the kids say your evidence. That's right. When someone makes a claim, they have to say what their opinion is. As you're moving through this, I think you've got a very good flow to your lesson plan, that you're giving a little instruction, asking questions, and asking for their answers back. But I didn't see that you were prompting them to write this stuff down. And because you're going to be asking them to use it later on, with writing the letter part, I think it's probably a good idea if you prompted them to write down claim and what it means, evidence, what it means, why we use it, etc. Even something like, I highly doubt your kids are going to know the word context, or at least come up with it off the top of their head. So explaining to them what the context is, right? That arguments take place inside of a certain time, place, for a certain audience, and that all of those things affect how we make a claim, why we make a claim, etc. Okay? Of course, you are looking at Batman superhero. You're going to have a real problem if you have a kid in class who knows nothing about superheroes or is not interested in them. You're going to have to differentiate like nobody's business. And it's funny because, right, that, right? I hope you stop talking about Batman at some point in the semester. So here you have them onto a proper argument, may be able to sway the audience's opinion on a subject. So let's look at a final argument. Well, that seems like a really important statement. I would have them write that down in some fashion, okay? So looking at op-eds and specifically what they are, and reading aloud some different piece of op-ed pieces. Nice. And finally you stopped talking about Batman. Oops, sorry, I'm having trouble scrolling down there. Good. And then I love that you've got them into this practice of writing an op-ed, right? Writing a letter to the editor. This could be a piece too where you could allow them two choices, right? Either you can write a letter to Mr. Jameson about Spider-Man, or you can write a letter, refuting the op-ed piece that you just discussed in the paper before. So I think that's really good. And then if they have their notes written down from what how you walked through it, then that way they can use their notes to structure their writing, because it's hard for some kids who don't process auditorially really well. Man, I am that way. Like, I have to write stuff down. When I'm in meetings, I just write down absolutely everything because I walk away and I just can't always remember it. So have them write down their notes so that they have something concrete with which to form their letter, okay? All right. Oh, for Pete's sake, clearly I didn't read to the bottom of your lesson plan. My apologies. You are giving them a ton of choice of... Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. I thought I had looked all the way down. So this is really good. Examples of possible topics. You can even explain like a claim is the subject plus your opinion on the subject. Looking at the purpose. It's just beautiful. Really well done. And I love the fact that you're so thorough in your lesson plannings too, and it's really clear to me that you're thinking a lot about the students and a lot about where your students are coming from, pieces that they're interested in, inserting as much humor and authenticity and energy as possible. It's really nicely done. Thanks, Zach.